Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
In space, the Kunping transport spacecraft came to the predetermined orbit. The fixing device loosens the living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe in the Fudi section. After Fudi Duan's living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe broke away, he was suspended in orbit. In the ground control center, Badiku and others watched excitedly as the device with the national flag of their own country began to unfold slowly. This is their country's first space device, and it is the first to be placed as the first cabin of the life section of the Great Wall of the Universe. People all over the world are also watching this another historic moment. Fudi went live directly to the world. Yanhuang Kingdom also broadcast this moment in real time. Expand. I saw a light yellow proton energy shield suddenly rising from Fudi Duan's living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe. Wait for about a few seconds. The mechanical walls on the four sides of the cubic living cabin slowly unfolded. A lot of construction machinery is extended from the inside. The core controllable nuclear fusion energy device has also successfully started operation. It's like the base car in Red Alert. In an instant, a huge platform that can provide life and work is unfolded. Audience friends, this is Ying Jiang Guardian, and I'm Bing Bing. What you see now is that Fudijuan's living cabin of the Great Wall of the Universe has entered the predetermined orbit and has successfully launched. This symbolizes the first step in human construction engineering in space. This is rushing into space. The unfolding screen is so handsome. My friend has a sense of technology. This is another masterpiece of Godyi. This is the cornerstone of human beings entering space. Everyone was very excited. Although Fudi Duan started it first, it was built under the supervision of Yi Bai, and it was also his technology. The entire Great Wall of the Universe project is also led by the Yanhuang Kingdom. From Galactic Chicken, this will be the first step for mankind to go into space, and a big step. From Asan, our living cabin is about to be completed. Next time, what you will see is our living cabin unfolding. From Eagle Sauce, thank you Yanhuang Kingdom for allowing us to participate in this great project. From Baba Yang, academician Yi created all this, and he will create more. After the Fudi section of the Great Wall living module was fully deployed, the Fudi builders found that they did not need to wear spacesuits. And there is gravity, exactly the same as on the Blue Star. It's like they're working on one giant platform. As long as they come out with various engineering machines, they can directly construct according to the drawings. As long as they are within the range of the proton energy shield, they don't have to worry about oxygen and gravity. Even if the excess part, they can work normally as long as there is no engineering machine. A Forte builder drove what looked like an excavator to the edge of the unfolded wall. The head of the machine holds a mechanical assembly. The first platform component is ready to install. The driver reported excitedly through voice and Badiku in the ground command. His words were also heard in the live broadcast all over the world. Badiku said excitedly, "Install." The driver immediately controls the machine and puts down the first platform assembly. The platform components and the mechanical walls of the living compartment are connected quickly. When the connector is successfully connected, the first component installation is complete. Component installation complete. The driver couldn't help shouting excitedly. The people in the center of the ground suddenly cheered. It worked, haha. They've been looking forward to this moment ever since Yi Bai lifted off with the living pod they built. Until just now, the platform deployment and first component installation has been completed. It's all very historic. We saw the completion of the installation of the first component of the living module of the Great Wall of Fudi, which is a moment of great historical significance. This is the first cornerstone of mankind rushing to the universe. Bing Bing can still mobilize everyone's enthusiasm. Hold the grass, ah. It is already possible to build projects in space, so how far are we from living in space? Haha. I want to live on Mars. Too great. The Great Wall of the Universe project will definitely be the greatest moment in human history. It doesn't end there. Yi Bai also controlled the Kunping transport spacecraft to transport the living module of the Yanhuang section of the Great Wall of the Universe to the predetermined orbit. Then, Li Zhaozhao, undo the fixtures. Expand. Install the first component as well. All done perfectly. Yi Bai watched with a satisfied smile as the two living cabins were all successful. The construction personnel and researchers above also entered the working state immediately. Jia. Because of the expansion of these two living cabins, the remaining 8 living cabins are being built in no time. Today, the 2 living cabins of the Great Wall of the Universe have all been deployed, and they have entered work. This means that the Great Wall of the Universe project has officially entered the stage of space construction. Let us look forward to the moment when the Great Wall of the Universe is connected end to end on the blue star. Let the wisdom of the Yanhuang people shine in the universe. At this moment, Yanhuang Kingdom is full of joy, and the whole country celebrates. However, some people are not happy. In the Eagle Kingdom and the Black Palace on the other side of the ocean, Trump was gnashing his teeth and staring at the monitor in front of him with an expression of envy but resentment. On the screen, it is the picture of the living cabin on the Great Wall section being lifted into the air. Before the live broadcast started, Trump had already ordered people to prepare the TV and waited. After all, they have also joined the Great Wall of the Universe project. Moreover, this not only represents a big step for the Yanhuang Kingdom, but also a scene in the history of human civilization that is enough to be recorded in the annals of history. While watching, Trump was jealous to death. It's all the damn Yanhuang scientist Yi Bai's fault. Trump has long hated Yi Bai in his heart, and when a clip of Yi Bai appeared on the screen, he was even more angry. If there is no Yanhuang Kingdom, if there is no Yi Bai, the last one who put forward the plan of the Great Wall of the Universe must be Eagle Country. All this honor will belong to Eagle Country. However, all of this only exists in Trump's fantasy. Under the watchful eyes of Trump, the living cabin successfully lifted off. At this moment, the liftoff has ended, and what is being played is a clip of the joy of the people of Yanhuang Kingdom. At this moment, Trump couldn't hold back any longer. As soon as he slapped the table, he burst into flames. Damn Yanhuang Kingdom! Could it be that our Eagle Kingdom can only look up to the rise of Yanhuang Kingdom in 510 and become their vassal? At this time, the secretary of the president who had been by the side suddenly said, "President, don't forget that we still have that place." Yes, that place. Hearing what the secretary said, Trump calmed down a bit. Sitting back on the office chair, Trump swayed while thinking. If it is that place, maybe it has the power to fight against the Yanhuang Kingdom. No, that place must be able to fight against the Yanhuang Kingdom. A few minutes later, he stood up abruptly. "Get me the car to Area 51. Yanhuang Kingdom, Dragon Academy." A rower held a cup of hot water in her hand, put it in front of Yi Bai, and sat down opposite him. The living cabin has finally gone to the sky. After so many days of hard work, it has finally paid off. Now you should be able to take a rest. When she said this, Eroer kept staring at Yi Bai with contortions in her eyes, and at the same time she was full of distress for Yi Bai. She is Yi Bai's assistant. Yi Bai has done so much research, and she has been watching it all the time. So she knows best what Yi Bai has gone through these past few months. It can be said that the perfect liftoff of the living cabin is all due to Yi Bai's guidance day and night during this time. Yi Bai picked up the hot water in front of him, took a sip, and shook his head. It's only 2 sections of living cabins that have been lifted into the air, and all 8 sections of living cabins need to be lifted into the air to meet the full-speed construction needs of the Great Wall of the Universe. However, now that we have had 2 successful experiences, the future work will be much easier. Although the 2 sections of the living quarters have been lifted into space, the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe is already in progress. But the efficiency is very low. Only when all 10 living cabins are lifted into the air, the Great Wall of the Universe will enter the full-speed construction stage. Yi Bai estimated that under the condition of full-speed construction, it only takes 2 months to complete the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe. Just thinking about it, Lu Shogwa opened the door and walked in. Seeing Lu Shogwa's smiling face, Yi Bai greeted him with a smile. "Chief Lu, what happened to you so happy?" Eroer also hurriedly got up to say hello. "Hello, Chief Lu." Lu Shogwa waved his hands with a smile. motioning for the two to sit down. I'm just here to look for you, so I won't vomit. Just now Mao Xiongwa sent someone over, willing to spend a lot of money. I hope Xiaoya personally guides. Iroher was a little puzzled. Then you can't be so happy? Lu Shogwa raised his eyebrows. Why not? It's not like you don't know that in the past, most of our heavy industry relied on the technology of Mao Xiongwa. Many years ago, many of our technologies were acquired in the Mao Xiong kingdom. Now, Mao Xiongwa sent someone to us to beg us in a humble manner. It feels so cool to mention CCBD. Back then, when Lu Shogwa was young, Yanhuang Kingdom was in the most scarce era. In that era, it didn't matter what you wanted. Even if you wanted to study poached eggs, you could only use an abacus to calculate. Most of the heavy industrial products rely on the import of old chefs. However, after so many years, Yanhuang Kingdom has gradually become prosperous and strong. The big brother in the past has now become the younger brother. What could be better than this? Lu Shogwa said proudly, "It's all thanks to you, Xiaoya." Yibai smiled slightly after hearing this. Chairman Lu, please tell the people in Mao Xiongwa that we will fly to the country tonight. Hearing his words, Lu Shogwa frowned. Xiaoya, although building the Great Wall of the Universe is important, you should also pay attention to rest. Also, you can't spend all your time on scientific research, you have to spare time to engage in love. I've made the decision. I'll give you and Xiaoroer a 3-day vacation. You can relax during these 3 days and talk about work after 3 days. With a wave of his hand, Lu Shogwa directly made a decision for the two of them. After finishing speaking, he got up directly, without giving the two of them a chance to refute. Yibai shook his head helplessly. After Iroher heard Lu Shogwa's words, her heart suddenly slammed like a deer. Although she didn't show it on her face, her eyes were already incomparable. Taking a peek at Yibai, Iroher said cautiously, "I think you really need to take a break." Yibai felt helpless. His body has been strengthened by super soldier medicine, and he can no longer be understood by ordinary people. Not to mention, I wasn't too tired during this time. I was just instructing the engineers on how to build. Even if he has been without sleep for 10 days, he still doesn't feel tired at all. However, when he thought that Lu Shogwa and Iroher were doing it for his own good, he couldn't help but compromise. "Well, since you said so." Yibai shook his head helplessly. Seeing that Yibai didn't resist taking a break, Iroher beamed with joy. "Then what are your plans for tomorrow?" "Not yet." Yibai shook his head. "No accident. Tomorrow should be spent in the laboratory." When Iroher heard Yibai's words, she puffed up her pink cheeks. "Didn't you agree to rest? How can you still do experiments?" "The main reason is that I have nowhere to go. Let's say it's a public place. Even if I go to a public toilet, I'm afraid people will recognize me." The helpless expression on Yibai's face deepened. Iroher heard the words and said, "If that's the case, let me arrange for you these 3 days." Then she added, "Guaranteed to give you 3 days of rest." Early the next morning, there was a knock on the door of Yibai's house. Opening the door, it was Iroher standing outside the door. Unlike the previous appearance of wearing a white study uniform, Iroher is wearing a simple sportswear at this moment. The figure is highlighted vividly. Her smooth long hair was lifted by the breeze. The whole person looks very capable, but full of girl-child squeamishness. For a moment, I looked a little stunned. Iroher stood at the door of the room, taking a panoramic view of Yibai's reaction. For a while, he was shy and funny again. At the same time, I was extremely happy in my heart. But Yibai reacted quickly, touched his nose in embarrassment, and let the door open. "Come in for a glass of water." "It is good." Afterwards, Iroher followed Yibai into the room. Sitting on the sofa at Yibai's house, Iroher picked up the water glass and took a sip, then said slowly, "I've thought about it carefully. Although you are famous now, no matter where you go, you will be recognized as a doctor. However, this does not mean that only places with a lot of people are fun. For example, we can go to the place where the first poached egg was detonated, and we can also go to the place where the first satellite was launched. There are many places like this." When Iroher said this, her eyes were also full of light. As Yiming's daughter, she has been strictly demanded by her father since she was a child. Not to mention going to play, Even the rest time is not as good as that of ordinary children. Of course, she also deeply loves technology, which is why she was attracted by Yibai. Yibai nodded in agreement after hearing Iroha's proposal. The scenery in these places may not be as beautiful as some scenic spots, but the meaning contained in them is extraordinary. They have witnessed the sweat of the scientific research seniors, buried the youth of the Yinhuang country scientific research seniors, and even caused countless Yinhuang country scientific research seniors to lose their lives. However, the rise of the entire Yinhuang kingdom started from here. It can be said that this is the source of scientific research in the modern Yinhuang kingdom. Visit these places in 3 days. This is the romance that only belongs to scientific researchers. Yibai nodded without a doubt, agreeing with Iroha's idea. Seeing him nodding, Iroha lightly clenched her small fists, with a smile on her face unconsciously. Last night, when she came up with this idea, she was worried whether Yibai would agree. After all, getting along for such a long time. Iroha found that Yibai's IQ was superb, but his emotions were extremely slow. That's why Iroha volunteered to propose to arrange Yibai's rest time by herself. I just want to increase the relationship between the two through daily interaction. How can there be a girl who does not have a spring? Yibai's body has been strengthened, so he naturally saw Iroha's cute little movements. For her little thoughts, Yibai has always understood. I just focused on scientific research before, so I put feelings in the second place. In fact, in his heart, he also has a good impression of Iroha. What's more, it's not a bad thing. So I let Iroha arrange it. Iroha's eyes are full of excitement and nervousness at the moment. Then, she looked at Yibai and stood up. Then let's go. It is good. The two walked out of the room. At this moment, the maglev car had already parked beside it, waiting for the two to enter. Seeing this scene, Iroha couldn't help being a little surprised. You know, she just came in front of Yibai's door, but there was still nothing. Seeing Iroha's surprised gaze, Yibai waved his hands and said with a smile, "It's no big deal. I just developed an AI for my own use. This AI can analyze the owner's dialogue, habits, and psychology in real time. Be able to prepare everything the host needs in advance. Unlike previous AI assistants that required voice control, the biggest difference of this AI is that everything is calculated based on data. You can complete most of the work independently without any voice commands. This is also the complete form of AI in Yibai's heart. In his opinion, voice-controlled AI assistants are not real artificial intelligence at all. It's just artificial mental retardation. Not only do you need to give a command to start working, but there is also the possibility of misrecognizing speech. Definitely an artificial mental retardation. Now, the behavior pattern of the AI used by Yibai is an in-depth analysis of the owner's habits. Do things according to the master's habits. Not only does it not require any voice commands, but it is also more reliable. As time goes by, AI will understand the owner more and more, and it will be more handy to use. This is the AI that fits the vision of the future. Crimson is more used for communication between technological equipment, and this AI is concerned with his life. After listening to Yibai's introduction, Iroha couldn't help feeling numb. She covered her mouth lightly, with a shocked expression on her face. Handy? Developed an AI? Is it that strong? It's really yips for Psy. Yibai didn't take this matter to heart. It's just an AI. Without even being exchanged with the system, it was developed easily with the help of a quantum computer. Asking for flowers. There is really no technical content. Let's go. The field has been issued. Sitting on the maglev car, Yibai looked at the cute look of Iroha, who was still in a daze. Remind me aloud. Okay. Iroha was reminded by Yibai. She was shocked and came back to her senses in an instant. With a red face, he ran to the maglev car and sat next to Yibai. Seeing her cute appearance, Yibai suddenly wanted to rub her head. But then rationality made him stop this behavior and press the start button of the car. The maglev vehicle starts instantly and drives rapidly towards the predetermined target. 3 days passed in a flash. In the past 3 days, Yibai and Iroha traveled to countless places. Although most of these places are no man's land, they are extremely important places in human history. In that uninhabited desert, countless ancestors shed their blood and created the first poached egg, which gave Yanhuang Kingdom a real ability to protect itself. In that backward manufacturing workshop, some ancestors used their wisdom to build the first rocket with backward equipment, which gave Yanhuang Kingdom the ability to hit others. These places are now no man's land, or have become unpopular attractions. But each of these places is a key node that changes the history of Yanhuang Kingdom. These 3 days are also Iruer's happiest 3 days. Not only because of the special meaning contained in the place to go, even more because of being with Yi Bai. Although, the rest time is only a short 3 days. In the past 3 days, the relationship between the two has rapidly warmed up. It can be said that both of them have understood each other's intentions. Only one confession is missing, and the two can be together in a legitimate way. However, this last step is the most difficult step for the two of them. Yi Bai has never been in love, and he doesn't know how to confess. And with Iruer's shy personality, it is even more impossible for her to confess. The helpless two can only let nature take its course. After the break, Yi Bai returned to Dragon Science Academy. As soon as he entered the Academy of Dragon Sciences, Lu Shogua walked over with a smile. After he told Mao Xianghua that Yi Bai needed to rest for 3 days. The researchers of Mao Xianghua really looked uglier than eating flies raw. Seeing them deflated, Lu Shogua couldn't be happier. Lu Shogua looked at Yi Bai with a smile on his face. Xiao Yi, how do you feel after 3 days of rest? Thank you, Chief Lu, for the holiday. I had a great time. It's fine if you rest well. If you don't rest well, I will give you a few more days off. Lu Shogua said with a smile. If you want to say who is the busiest in Yanhuang Kingdom, it is Yi Bai. Not engaged in scientific research, is on the way to engage in scientific research. Seeing Lu Shogua's appearance that he still wanted to rest for a few days, Yi Bai quickly waved his hands. No need, Chief Lu. Hurry up and take me to see the scientific researchers of Mao Xianghua. After waiting for 3 days, they must be in a hurry. Hearing Yi Bai's words, Lu Shogua laughed loudly. It's not just that he was in a hurry. The leader is so anxious that smoke is coming out of his head. But they still have to wait. Haha. This is confidence. And the confidence is Yi Bai. Since you don't need to rest, let's go. Lu Shogua smacked his lips, feeling slightly regretful. Yi Bai had no doubts that if he said he needed to rest, Lu Shogua might wave his hand and give himself 1,660 months of vacation. In the reception room, the researchers of Mao Xianghua waited here early after hearing that Yi Bai had returned to the Academy of Dragon Sciences. Especially the lead Tchaikovsky. After he knew that Yi Bai would come back today, he waited in the meeting room for the officials before dawn. The purpose is to meet Yi Bai sooner. It's not just that he wants to get the hab into the air sooner rather than later. Everyone in Mao Xianghua exerted tremendous pressure on him. The plan of the Great Wall of the Universe is not just a space program. It's more of a competition. It is a contest of national strength. Whichever country builds well and builds quickly, the strength of that country is strong. There is no doubt about it. Although the position of the first brother of the earth, the Yanhuang country is pacified. However, where there is a boss, there is a second child. Mao Xianghua can't be number one, nor can he lose his second place. But because their current scientific research strength has indeed declined too much, the national strength is weak, and they urgently need to improve their international prestige through this competition. That's why the leaders of the whole country of Mao Xianghua are so anxious. While Mao Xianghua's researchers were all fidgeting and waiting, with a click, the door was pushed open. Brush. In an instant, everyone in the room stood up and looked towards the door. The uniform movement startled Yi Bai, who had just entered the room. He knew that Mao Xianghua's people were anxious, but he really didn't expect the other party to be so anxious. I finally saw you, Tuyuan. Tchaikovsky looked even more excited, his eyes shining. Speaking not so fluent Chinese, he quickly walked up to Yi Bai and held Yi Bai's hand tightly. Yi Bai was really taken aback by this horny-looking guy in front of him. Quietly withdrew his hand and motioned the other party to sit down. Only then did Tchaikovsky realize that he had lost his composure. He straightened his expression and apologized to Yi Bai. Returning to his actions, after Yi Bai also took his seat, Tchaikovsky couldn't wait to speak. We need your help, academician Yi. There are more than a dozen ManhwaRecap researchers in the room, all of whom are the same as Tchaikovsky. With a longing expression on his face, he looked at Bai. Are you having any serious problems? Bai was a little puzzled. The construction of the living quarters, though, is in a different country. But in fact, the major countries are only responsible for the least technical aspects of the construction of the entire living quarters. But all links involving core technology are implemented by the engineers from Yinhuang Kingdom. What's more, after successfully lifting 2 living cabins into the air, he has sorted out all the technical difficulties into a booklet. Logically speaking, ManhwaRecap should not encounter technical difficulties. Hearing Bai's words, Tchaikovsky pulled out a thick stack of documents from his bag. Respectfully handed it to Bai. This is a summary of the problems encountered by our domestic scientists. Please look over it, Academician Yi. After Bai took it, he got up. Lu Shogwa has been following Bai. At this moment, he saw Tchaikovsky's appearance, not to mention how cool it was. You know, when Yinhuang Kingdom first started to develop. The seniors of Yinhuang Kingdom also had this attitude, and even obtained technology from ManhwaRecap with a lower attitude than this. Unexpectedly, just a few decades passed. Yinhuang Kingdom has turned around, became the big brother of Bear Country, and the existence that even Eagle Country had to bow its head. All of this is thanks to Bai beside me. When Lu Shogwa was feeling happy, Bai had already read all the brochures. He also understood what kind of problems Mao Zigua encountered. Although most of the core links are in charge of scientists from Yinhuang Kingdom, the technological level of the living cabin is too advanced. Even its most untechnical link is enough for ManhwaRecap to study for a while. And ManhwaRecap is obsessed with speed and wants to quickly build the living cabin. That's why I had to ask Bai. After thinking for a while, Bai had an idea in his mind. Chief Lu, can you arrange a plane? I want to go to ManhwaRecap's construction base to watch. After hearing Bai's words, Lu Shogwa was shocked. Need you to go to ManhwaRecap country in person? Is it so tricky? Tchaikovsky stood up excitedly after hearing Bai's words. What? Academician Yi is going to personally visit ManhwaRecap for guidance? Academician Yi, if you want to go to ManhwaRecap country in person, we welcome you from all over the country. Tchaikovsky was so excited that he was speechless, holding back for a long time. His face flushed. The other ManhwaRecap country researchers behind Tchaikovsky are not much better. After hearing Bai's words, they all stood up excitedly. Bai was a little surprised when he saw the excited reaction of all the researchers in ManhwaRecap. But thinking of his achievements so far, he felt relieved. He looked at Lu Shogwa. The problems that ManhwaRecap encountered were all minor ones, but if I went to guide them personally, they would definitely be able to solve the problems faster. And I think that a country as powerful as ManhwaRecap country has encountered problems. The rest of the construction bases must have encountered considerable problems. Moreover, I have already planned to go to various construction bases to help them solve some problems. After hearing Bai's words, Lu Shogwa nodded. After hearing Bai's words, Tchaikovsky couldn't help feeling rejoiced. Fortunately, they came early. If they come a little later, Bai will start to guide between the various construction bases according to the plan. 3.5 Then the first one to be selected may not necessarily be ManhwaRecap country. Thank you so much, Academician Yi. On behalf of all the people of ManhwaRecap country, I welcome you. Tchaikovsky held Bai's hand excitedly and said solemnly. Behind Tchaikovsky, the rest of Mauzi's research staff also looked excited and bowed deeply to Bai. They know. This visit by Bai can improve the science and technology of ManhwaRecap Kingdom for more than one era. After meeting with guests, Tchaikovsky couldn't wait to make an international call. When he was about to visit Yinhuang Kingdom, he was told a number. No matter what difficulties you encounter during the visit, as long as you dial this number, ManhwaRecap will solve the difficulties for him throughout the country. ManhwaRecap has already listed the things he is afraid of as the highest item. When the phone was connected, Tchaikovsky's excited voice sounded. Mr. President, I have invited Academician Yi to visit our country. Pewdie, the president of ManhwaRecap Kingdom, couldn't help becoming excited when he heard Tchaikovsky's words. You know, the purpose of sending Tchaikovsky to Yinhuang Kingdom was just to let Academician Yi solve difficult and miscellaneous diseases. However, Tchaikovsky not only perfectly solved the job, to be able to invite Yi to personally guide the work in Manhwa. This is really exciting. You're doing well, Tchaikovsky. Tell academician Yi that our Congress will welcome him with the most solemn ceremony. After hanging up the phone, Pewdie still couldn't calm down for a long time. You know, that is academician Yi. With his own strength, the technology of the entire Blue Star has been advanced for a whole generation. Let the Yanhuang Kingdom surpass the Eagle Kingdom and become the world's #1 power. In any case, we must take advantage of this opportunity to build a good relationship with academician Yi. It is simply mentally retarded to continue to fight against Yanhuang Kingdom like Ying Kingdom. Thinking of the actions of the president of the Eagle Kingdom, Pewdie couldn't help but feel a little amused. 22. Everyone knows that Yanhuang Kingdom's current strength has already surpassed other countries for more than a generation. The only way out is to make friends with it. Thinking of this, Pewdie picked up the phone on his desk. Minister of Foreign Affairs, academician Yi is going to visit our Yanhuang Kingdom in person, and I am going to hand over the welcome ceremony to you. On the other side of the phone, after hearing Pewdie's words, the Minister of Foreign Affairs first widened his eyes and then tightened his body. Please rest assured, I will definitely welcome Yi with the highest ceremony since the founding of Manhwa Kingdom. The next day, Beiyang Military Region. Yi took the main seat. The members of the 5 dragon groups stood at attention in front of Yi. Beside them are Lu Shogwa and Yi Ming. Lu Shogwa was looking at Yi seriously at the moment. Xiaoya, this time you are taking 5 members of the dragon team to visit Manhwa Kingdom. First, be sure to ensure your own safety, and third. Hearing Chief Lu's words, Yi nodded. Although, his body has been strengthened by super soldier serum, and it is also blessed by duernemy armor. Even poached eggs can be immune, already invincible on Earth. However, he still chose to agree. Yi believes that if he does not agree, Chief Lu will never let him go abroad. Seeing Yi agree, Lu Shogwa nodded in satisfaction. This time, let's bring Xiao Rower with me. Suddenly, Yi Ming, who had been silent all this time, spoke up. Although my daughter is not particularly smart, she can also help you and share your work. Hearing her father's words, Yi Rower, who had been sitting beside Yi Ming, suddenly had black lines on her face. Are you not smart? Before Yi appeared, he must have been the best at modifying individual firearms in the military region. However, although compared with Yi, he is indeed a bit not smart. Thinking of this, Yi Rower looked up at Yi. In her heart, she also hopes that she can always be by Yi side and accompany him to the United States. This time, Yi didn't shirk and nodded directly to Yi Ming. Seeing him nodding, although Yi Rower couldn't see any expression changes on her face, her heart was already as sweet as honey. Yi Ming also had a relieved expression on his face. Daughter, Dad can only help you so far. It's not too late, let's arrange the plane quickly. As Lu Shogwa said, he stood up. Yi Ming waved his hand and stood up. What kind of plane is arranged? There are not many other things in our military area, but there are many planes. Xiaoya, all the airlines in Yanhuang Kingdom will give way to you today. We will take off whenever you want. After hearing Yi Ming's domineering words, Yi also nodded, then let's do it now. It is good. Yi Ming immediately made a phone call. At the airport of the military region, 3 passenger planes modified with anti-gravity engines came out of the warehouse and were ready to take off. On the way to the airport, the guards around Yi Ming went to the residence of Tchaikovsky and others. Prepare to board the plane with these Manhwa country researchers. After hearing the news that academician Yi was going to leave immediately, Tchaikovsky couldn't hide his excitement. After making a phone call to President Pewdie to explain the situation, these scientific researchers from Manhwa Kingdom followed the guards to the military airport. On the road, the cars used by the scientific research personnel of Xiongwa are all specially made. Because the airport of the military region is built in the center of the military region, and there are many secrets in the military region. So the windows of the car were sealed with black cloth. Sitting in such a car, the researchers of the Manhwa Kingdom are inevitably curious. Before the rise of Yanhuang Kingdom, Manhwa Kingdom had always been the largest arms dealer in the world. 70% of their country's fiscal revenue is from energy sales, and 30% is from arms sales. Don't look at it only accounts for 30% of fiscal revenue. This is the fiscal revenue of a developed country. However, all this changed after the rise of the Yanhuang Kingdom. The two YBZ-10 assault rifles and the YBD-01 sniper rifle invented by Yanhuangwo are not only powerful, but also cheap. Directly seized 90% of the Maoxiong country's market. The only remaining 10%. It is because the Yanhuang country only accepts Yanhuang coins for trading, and in the current market, small countries cannot exchange light yellow coins. I can only buy the more expensive Maoxiongwa arms. Although Yanhuang Kingdom seized Maoxiong's arms business, but the Maoxiong people belong to Muchong. They know the truth that whoever is stronger than 760 is the boss. Therefore, as scientific researchers of Maoxiong Kingdom, they are full of longing for Yanhuang Kingdom's ordnance. Here we are. Come down. The maglev car arrived at its destination after only 10 minutes of driving. When a dozen Maoxiongwo researchers got out of the car and saw the 3 anti-gravity planes in front of them, they were all shocked. These have been popularized in Yanhuang country, and all military regions are equipped with aircraft. Even in the eyes of Maoxiong country's top scientific researchers, it is like a fairy tale. This is the technological difference between Yanhuang Kingdom and Maoxiong Kingdom. Without too much conversation, everyone boarded the plane quickly. Yibai, Eroer, and the 5 members of the Dragon Group shared one plane, while the rest of Maoxiongwa Research Institute took another plane. When the plane took off, the scientific researchers of Maoxiongwa were even more shocked. Although they already knew the parameters of the plane, it was their first time for scientific researchers like them to fly. No matter from any aspect, it completely crushed all the planes in Maoxiong Kingdom. All the researchers in Maoxiong country are numb. Anti-gravity planes are simply too fast. The distance from Yanhuang country to Maoxiong country is 5,800 kilometers. Only takes an hour. Moxico Airport, anti-gravity plane lands. President Mao Xiongwa was waiting at the airport early. A few minutes later, Yibai stepped off the plane. It was noon when we set off from Yanhuang Kingdom. However, it is early morning in Maoxiong country at this moment. However, even in the early morning, there are already crowds of people outside the airport. There are not only reporters with long guns and short cannons, but also ordinary people in Maoxiong country. They were even more excited than these reporters. President Puti of Maoxiong Kingdom was also very excited. With a smile all over his face, he hurried forward to greet Yibai and held Yibai's people tightly. Maoxiongwa welcomes you, academician Yi. Yibai doesn't like such high-profile scenes very much, so the process of greeting is very fast. He just showed his face in front of the door and got on the car to the construction base. However, Maoxiongwa's reporter accurately recorded the moment Puti shook hands with Yibai. This photo spread rapidly on the internet and soon swept the world. Almost everyone in the world knows that academician Yi from Yanhuang Kingdom has visited Maoxiong. At this moment, Puti is sitting in a special car next to his secretary, Kajna. President Puti, the stock prices of almost all state-owned companies in our country have started to rise. Kajna has been paying attention to the impact of Yibai's visit to Maoxiong country. When she reported this result to Puti, Puti was also shocked. Is this the influence of academician Yi in the world? Horrible. But soon, something happened that shocked Puti Kajna even more. It's not just the stock prices of state-owned enterprises in Maoxiongwo. Almost all the industries in Maoxiong country have been promoted internationally. Western countries even directly stated on social media that they would withdraw from the West York Group headed by Eagle Sauce. The Xie Group is dominated by Ying Jiang, an alliance to contain the Maoxiong Kingdom and the Yanhuang Kingdom. After the appearance of Yibai and the rise of the Yanhuang Kingdom, the goal of Xie changed, and it no longer contained the Yanhuang Kingdom. But it has intensified the containment of Maoxiongwa. The import and export channels to them are strictly blocked. Even natural gas and other energy sources are no longer imported from Maoxiong country. This directly had a devastating impact on the economy of Maoxiong country. However, unexpectedly, it was just a visit from Yibai. It actually made these Western countries announce their withdrawal from West Yorkshire in a high-profile manner. This is simply unbelievable. When Kajna was still covering her mouth in shock, Pewdie had already made up her mind. We must let Yibai stay in Maoxiong country for a few more days. At this moment, in the office of the President of Area 51 of the United States, Trump was looking at the monitor indifferently. What is displayed on the monitor is the notice of various Western countries withdrawing from West Treaty. Xia is not just to contain Maoxiong and Yinhuang. It is also a means of grabbing benefits for Ying Jiang. It can be said that all the Western countries have withdrawn, which directly hurt Ying Jiang's vitality. If it was normal, Trump would have already been furious. But at this moment, Trump is not only not angry, but wants to laugh a little. Because they already have the means to fight against the Yinsha Kingdom. That's aliens. To be precise, it is a South Carolina star. Area 51 is a military base established by Ying Jiang in the 1930s. It was originally a place for human experiments. But later, a UF crashed here. Ying Jiang turned this place into a research base for alien civilization. After so many years, Eagle Sauce finally analyzed how to use quantum communication on the spacecraft and was able to talk to it. It's just that they haven't been able to create quantum communication yet, and the Yinhuang Kingdom is ahead in this regard. Thinking of this, Trump picked up the phone on the table. The phone goes directly to the top secret laboratory in Area 51. How about it? Did the other party agree to our terms? When the phone was connected, Trump's impatient voice passed through. In order to attack Yinsha Kingdom, he has already spared no effort. This is their last resort. The purpose of contacting the aliens this time is to allow the aliens to fight against the Yinsha Kingdom, so that Ying Jiang can once again become the overlord of the Blue Star. And the price is a quarter of Blue Star's resources. However, these damn aliens feel that a quarter of the resources are too little, unwilling to make a move. Not yet, President. They said that they have already analyzed Blue Star, and they need at least half of the resources to be worth leaving. The chief researcher wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and said cautiously, "Greedy alien, really hateful." Trump took a deep breath and thought about it. In the past, Eagle Sauce occupied 2/3 of the world's resources, so it was so unscrupulous. But now, all the resources have been taken away by the Yinsha Kingdom, and they no longer have the influence they had before. Relying on local resources alone, not even 2/1000ths of Blue Star. Too little. If aliens can wipe out all other countries on the Blue Star, when the time comes, they will share Blue Star equally. It's not unacceptable either. Taking a deep breath, Trump spoke slowly. Promise them, you can give them half of Blue Star's resources. But there is one condition, that is, we need to ensure that we have full control over the rest of Blue Star's resources. Trump finished. They agreed, President Sipu. As soon as the researcher conveyed Trump's meaning to the past, the aliens' reply came. This is the power of quantum communication, conveying information regardless of distance. They said that they don't even need to take action, they just need to drop a few meteorite shells on the Earth, and all the other countries on the Earth will be razed to the ground. Hearing the researcher's words, Trump became mad. Let them cast a few more. As long as it doesn't threaten Ying Jiang's land, we don't mind all other places being razed to the ground. Trump's cruel voice made the researchers shiver uncontrollably. It's been communicated, President, that they said there were 5 dropped, enough to destroy other countries. At this time, Trump finally showed a relaxed expression on his face. By the way, Yinhuang Kingdom is building a great wall of the universe. You can ask the aliens whether it will affect the proton shells. The researchers conveyed Trump's meaning to the past, and the aliens responded quickly. They said there was no impact. They thought that with the level of technology on Earth, there was nothing that could threaten them. Moreover, meteor shells have an automatic tracking function. As long as the target is set, they will automatically avoid all obstacles. Hearing the aliens' reply, Trump was relieved. Then let them launch. The aliens said that the space voyage is too long, and it takes 2 months in the solar calendar to reach the Earth Festival. It's just a matter of being patient during this time. After the meteorite shell explodes and Eagle Sauce takes full control of the Earth, They will find time to send people to receive half of the resources. Trump nodded in satisfaction. This ending is very in line with his conception. Eagle sauce should rule Blue Star. Time flies. A month passed in a blink of an eye. During this time, Yibai visited the remaining 7 countries. After the visit of these 7 countries, the speed of construction has tripled and their status in the world has been promoted. The living cabins have all been launched, and the official construction of the Great Wall of the Universe has begun. Today, there's only one country left that hasn't been visited yet, and that's garlic sauce. As long as Ying Jiang's living capsule is launched, the construction speed of the Great Wall of the Universe will be further accelerated. It is expected that the Great Wall of the Universe will be officially put into use within a month at most. At that time, the Great Wall of the Universe, as a port for interstellar travel, will be able to carry out the Moon immigration and Mars development plans. This is Yibai's goal. After finishing his visit to the 7th country, Yibai turned to look at Eroer beside him. There is one last country left. Please help me arrange a visit to Eagle Sauce. During this time, she has been helping Yibai handle the interview. Yibai only needs to concentrate on scientific research. After hearing Yibai's words, Eroer nodded, and then began to contact the person in charge of Ying Jiang's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. After hearing that it was Yibai who was coming to visit, the person in charge of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ying Jiang dared not make his own claim. A phone call was made to President Trump on the spot. 293 at this moment, Trump is still sitting in his office in the 51st district, imagining how he will be a tyrant after ruling Blue Star. A phone call interrupted his thoughts, and he frowned. If you don't have anything particularly important, I don't guarantee that you won't be able to stay in this position. After hearing Trump's words, cold sweat broke out on the forehead of the foreign minister. If it's not something very important, I won't bother you, Mr. President. Just now Yibai from Yanhuang Kingdom called and said that he would help us build the living capsule of the Great Wall of the Universe. Do you think we should promise them? He quickly explained and told Trump the content of the phone call just now. After hearing the words of the foreign minister, Trump fell into deep thought. Tell Yibai that we don't need his help. We, Eagle Sauce, can complete the construction and launch of the living cabin. After speaking, Trump hung up the phone angrily. The foreign minister was startled, hung up the phone, and hurriedly told Eroer the result. Since visiting 7 countries, this is the first time Eroer has heard the voice of rejection. I can't help being a little surprised. After all, the previous 7 countries not only agreed cleanly, but even almost fought because of the order in which Yibai went. After confirming that Ying Jiang had indeed rejected Yibai's interview, Eroer hung up the phone and told Yibai the result. After hearing this, Yibai nodded. It's clear in my heart. Although Ying Jiang has agreed to the construction of the living cabin, it is nothing more than obedience and obedience. Presumably, in their construction base, except for the scientific research personnel sent by Yanhuang Kingdom, everyone else is passively sabotaging their work. The Great Wall of the Universe does not need to completely cover the Earth to function. Yibai can completely empty out the Great Wall of the Universe over the Eagle Country without protecting the range of the Eagle Country. However, Yibai is not prepared to do so. After all, maybe a few years later, Eagle Country will be renamed Yanhuang Country. Since it is the territory of Yanhuang Kingdom, it still needs to be well protected. Thinking of this, Yibai patted the Duho Nano armor necklace on his chest. In an instant, the black battle armor covered his whole body. After telling Eroer that she was going to Ying Jiang, Yibai flew into the air in an instant and disappeared in place. Yibai flew extremely fast, and within 10 minutes, he entered the airspace of Eagle Country and found the construction base. Really? After seeing the situation in the construction base, he narrowed his eyes. Among the construction bases, only the scientific research personnel of Yinsha Kingdom are contributing to the construction, and the other people were either smoking or playing cards, or lay down on the ground and fell asleep. Yibai landed directly, entered the base, and came to the office of the chief engineer of Yinsha Kingdom. The chief engineer was startled when he saw Yibai suddenly, and then gave a solemn military salute. Yibai didn't have ink marks and directly asked the most concerned question. Without the help of these eagle sauces, how long will it take you to ascend to the living cabin? The chief engineer thought for a while and gave the answer, 1 month at the latest. I asked these scientific researchers to work overtime. Maybe it will be finished in another 20 days. The chief engineer thought it was Yi Bai who thought their work was slow, and cold sweat came out on his face. It's okay, don't make them work overtime. Yi Bai shook his head. Guarantee the rest time of the scientific research personnel, don't worry. Yi Bai said while thinking in his heart. 1 month is indeed a long time. After all, a month later, the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe and other areas should have been completed. If the living cabin here has just been lifted into the sky, it may take another month to complete the construction of the entire Great Wall of the Universe. However, when the time comes in the air, the personnel who build the Great Wall of the Universe do not need to be recruited from Ying Jiang, and people from the living cabins and other areas can also come to support. The speed should double. If you think about it this way, it's not unacceptable. Time flies. 15 days passed by in a flash. The construction of the living quarters in the Ying Jiang section is still progressing slowly. However, the Great Wall of the Universe in other places has basically been completed. Next, wait for the living cabin of the Ingwa section to lift off. After the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe is completed, we will cut the ribbon together and put it into use. That's how things should have gone. But when the Great Wall of the Universe was completed, Yi Bai wore the Duernemy armor to check the Great Wall of the Universe in the universe. Duer Nano armor suddenly prompts that there is a threat approaching. Yi Bai couldn't help frowning. The threats on the blue star should have all been eliminated. Could it be that the threat comes from outside the universe? Yi Bai controlled the Duernemy armor and scanned around the Earth. Soon, he found the threat on the light blue Eagle Nation panel. A total of 5 small red dots are flying towards the Earth with a red streamer. Meteorite? Yi Bai frowned. No, it's not a meteorite. 5 at a time, and the speed and arrangement are extremely regular. There is no such coincidence of meteorites at all. What the hell is this? His heart skipped a beat. I don't know if Luban's eye can analyze these 5 meteorites. Thinking in this way, he manipulated Luban's eye and locked on 5 meteorites traveling at a high speed. It's done. Ding. Successful analysis. Meteorite shell. The cannonballs manufactured and fired by the Sikas have automatic tracking and aiming functions. They are so powerful that they can destroy a continent in 1 moment. Seeing the message on Luban's eye, Yi Bai frowned. Meteor bombs? Sheikah stars? There are really aliens in this world, and those who come are not good. Judging from the meteorite shells alone, the technological level of Blue Star is still not as good as that of Sika Star. Through the analysis of Luban's eye, these 5 shells came across 45 light years. Such a distance is definitely not the technology that the Earth can currently have. The space battleship plan is about a step-up time. Analyze whether the proton energy shield of the Great Wall of the Universe can withstand the power of the 5 meteor shells. Ding! It can be resisted. Meteors are the most basic weapon for interstellar attacks. Kaka didn't come up with a powerful weapon. After getting an affirmative answer, Yi Bai drove the armor to fly towards the ground, so that he didn't have to deal with it himself. Immediately afterwards, a red alert resounded throughout the world. Yi Bai did not hide the news. He chose to report it immediately and made the news public. Now, all the Blue Star people know that there are 5 meteorite shells coming. At this moment, everyone felt as if they were facing an enemy, and a global panic spread. However, the panic did not last long. On the day Yi Bai announced the news, he chose to activate the Great Wall of the Universe, and promised that the Great Wall of the Universe can withstand meteorite shells. Out of trust in Yi Bai, people felt at ease. As long as the Great Wall of the Universe is successfully launched, then it's safe. On that day, journalists from countless countries were invited from the ground to the Great Wall of the Universe. Moreover, the heads of state of various countries were also invited to the Great Wall of the Universe. Even, the heads of state of some small countries did not receive the invitation and personally asked to come to the Great Wall of the Universe. But on the Great Wall of the Universe, there is only one country missing. That is Eagle Sauce. All the countries present know the grievances between Ying Jiang and Manhwa. At such an important moment, no country mentioned Eagle Sauce. When the senior officials of Yinsha Kingdom saw it, they couldn't help sighing. This is all thanks to Yi Bai. After a series of grand opening ceremonies, it finally came to the launch of the Great Wall of the Universe. Yi Bai stood high on the podium, and in front of him, there was a red button. As long as you press this button, the Great Wall of the Universe will start immediately. At this moment, the spotlight focused on Yi Bai, and all the programs on TV were broadcasting this scene. Almost every Blue Star person is looking at Yi Bai. 3, 2, 1. Start up. Following an order, Yi Bai took the button in front of him. Immediately afterwards, streaks of light yellow energy visible to the naked eye still accumulated in the Great Wall of the Universe, and then converged into the sky above. Finally, these energies propped up a barrier in the sky. A pale yellow, impenetrable barrier. The Great Wall of the Universe has been launched successfully. After seeing the pale yellow shield, everyone's uneasy hearts were completely relieved. In the eyes of the crowd, Tubai pressed the button and retreated behind the scenes. Only the crowd was left to start the carnival. However, while everyone is celebrating, there is a country where panic is still spreading. After all, this barrier covers the whole world. Ying Jiang hasn't even lifted off the living cabin yet, so there's nothing to protect the sky above them. At this moment, the people of Ying Jiang are boiling. They were equally terrified when they heard that 5 meteorite shells were about to fall on the Blue Star. I was just as excited when I saw that Yi Bai was about to activate the Great Wall of the Universe. It's just that when the Great Wall of the Universe has been activated, but one's own country is not surrounded. They were stunned. At this moment, they remembered that their country hadn't even taken off the living cabin yet. The people of Eagle Sauce are outraged. They all took to the streets, held up homemade signs, and started marching. Some well-known internet celebrities in Ying Jiang also began to question President Trump on the internet, why the living capsule of the Ying Jiang section has not been launched for a long time. After all, other countries have been crushed by Eagle Sauce in terms of technology. Now, these crushed objects have already lifted the lifeboat into the sky. Eagle Sauce has not yet. At this moment, the people of Eagle Sauce were extremely angry. They even launched a referendum to impeach the current President Trump and put a new president in office. However, how could Trump allow these ordinary people to get what they want? After he learned that the people were marching and demonstrating, he immediately issued an order. Send out the army to suppress the demonstration. When necessary, take all means, shoot and kill. At this moment, Trump no longer cares about ordinary people. After all, as soon as the meteorite shells arrive, most of the countries on the earth will perish. The rest are all in Ying Jiang's pocket. At that time, he will be the overlord of Blue Star, the emperor of Blue Star. Asking for flowers. There is no need to care about the wishes of these ordinary people at all. Soon, the demonstration of the Ying Jiang people was brutally suppressed. All kinds of criticism videos on social software were also quickly removed from the shelves. Everything is as if it never happened. However, all Ying Jiang people are disappointed with the current government. Whether rich or not, they all made the same choice. Take refuge abroad. And their preferred destination is Yanhuang. However, Yanhuang is not something you can go if you want. When Yanhuang began to rise, it became a holy place for everyone in the world to go on a pilgrimage. To cope with the swarming crowd, Yanhuang Kingdom has tightened the issuance of visas. Hence, the Eagle Sauce. Only some wealthy people who have visas from Yanhuang can go to Yanhuang for refuge. Others can only choose other countries nearby. But, even so, they still have to choose to go abroad. Even walking, you have to go abroad to seek refuge. At this moment, Ying Jiang has lost the hearts of the people. But Trump doesn't care. As long as the meteorite falls, the world will be destroyed, and his family will dominate. He does not believe that the Great Wall of the Universe can withstand the weapons of alien civilizations. At the same time, Yanhuang Kingdom also issued a statement. The sky above Ying Jiang is not protected by the Great Wall of the Universe, and it is in danger of being attacked by shells. Therefore, now Ying Jiang people can go to the official website of Yanhuang Kingdom to apply for asylum. Yinhuang Kingdom has signed a cooperation agreement with various countries in Black Continent, allowing them to take in Ying Jiang refugees. At this moment, all Ying Jiang people were boiling. They did not expect that if Trump did not act, the one who saved them would be the Yinhuang Kingdom, even if the place where they took refuge was Black Continent. After all, Heizhou people are the inferior people who are discriminated against in Eagle Sauce. At this moment, they went to Africa as refugees, and they have become inferior to Black Africans. But for survival, they don't care about that anymore. Black Palace. Trump has naturally seen Yinhuang Kingdom's statement, issued a statement saying that we, Ying Jiang, have our own methods to fight against meteorite shells, and we don't need the support of Yinhuang Kingdom. Yes, President. The official announcement of Eagle Sauce will be released soon. Soon, the comment area below caused chaos. After all, there are still many people in Eagle Sauce who firmly support President Trump. Eagle Sauce is completely divided into two factions. One faction firmly supports President Trump and believes that President Trump has a solution to the meteorite shell. The other faction chose to run away. After all, the sky is big and the earth is big, and the sky is born. Even going to Heizhou to wait for someone now is better than losing your life. On the internet, the two factions are constantly spraying each other. Immigrants who believe in staying in the country and those who believe in President Trump are fools. Kindly gave them a name called Death Pie. The Death sect believes that those who choose to immigrate are soft bones. Also gave them a name called the Escapers. Just when the two factions were constantly spraying each other on the internet. Dragon Academy. Yibai is working on a machine the size of a leather ball. At this time, Eroer walked in gently with a cup of hot milk and put the milk next to Yibai. 417. These days, Yibai has been tinkering with this gadget. Eroer has been by the side like this, feeding Yibai with food. Yibai noticed Eroer. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and connected the last circuit. He stood up, twisting his neck. It's finally done, Yibai said with a relaxed expression on his face. Eroer took advantage of Yibai's drinking time to observe the machine in front of her curiously. Eroer's beautiful eyes moved slightly, and after observing for a long time, the group asked uncertainly, "Looks like a satellite?" "That's right. This is a satellite I specially designed to observe 5 meteorite shells." Through quantum technology, this satellite can not only transmit 16K 400 HZ video images without delay, but also can automatically track targets through AI, supporting lossless scaling of tens of millions of times. Because it's only used to track meteorite shells, it doesn't add much functionality. It was made by hand. Yibai pointed to the satellite and explained to Isier. The technologies used on this satellite are all technologies that have been unlocked before, so he didn't consume any tech points. During the production process, no difficulties were encountered. It's just that drawing the circuit is a bit cumbersome and takes a long time. Satellite? Are you sure this is a satellite? Eroer's eyes widened when she heard Yibai's words. Satellites have had an inevitable problem since their birth. That is information loss in long-distance transmission. This is also the reason why some satellite images exposed on the internet are so blurry. It's not that the camera on the satellite is bad, but that there is too much interference during the transmission. And now, Yibai has actually applied quantum communication technology to satellites. This is a huge improvement. But Eroer thought of another question right after that. The meteorite bomb will fall in more than 10 days. In such a short time, there is no time to build a rocket. Yibai shook his head easily. With me here, what kind of rocket do you want? Afterwards, he patted the necklace on his neck lightly and then disappeared in place. A few minutes later, Yibai came back, and the satellite in his hand has been placed in Chen. Seeing that Eroer was still standing there waiting for him, Yibai couldn't help feeling warm in his heart. He took out his pocket, took out a USB flash drive, and handed it to her. "Give this to Uncle E. This is the receiver for the satellite." "It is good." Eroer took the USB flash drive carefully, then trotted all the way, leaving Yibai's laboratory. Immediately afterwards, people were surprised to find that all the official accounts of Yinhuang Kingdom, Yuanran started to broadcast live. and the content and title of the live broadcast are all the same. Meteor shells, real-time detection screen, even, in order to take care of people who do not have mobile phones and are inconvenient to surf the internet. Yanhuang Kingdom also specially developed a TV program to broadcast live monitoring images. The rest all followed up in time after seeing Yanhuang Kingdom's actions. At this moment, people all over the world witnessed the horror of meteorite shells. Time flies. 10 days passed by in a flash. Meteorite shells continue to sail towards the blue star. At this moment, it is imminent. During this period, the living quarters of the Eagle Kingdom were finally lifted into the air against Trump's reluctance. However, even if the living cabin is launched, the construction of the Great Wall of the Universe is already too late. Therefore, Yibai immediately ordered to evacuate all the technicians working in the living cabin. This also made the living cabin of the Ingwa section that had just lifted off into a living cabin that was abandoned just after taking off. Now, the distance from the meteorite shell hitting the blue star? Only 1 hour. All the inhabitants of the world looked up at the sky while watching the images transmitted by the satellite. The sky at this moment is even bluer because it is covered with a layer of light blue proton energy shield. They are all praying that the Great Wall of the Universe can withstand meteorite shells. Only the Eagle Sauce who chooses to believe in Trump is still arrogantly talking nonsense on the internet. Time continued to pass minute by minute. There is still half an hour before the impact of the meteorite shell. At this time, the leaders of the countries headed by Yanhuang all gathered at the Yanhuang Kingdom War Command. On the huge display screen, the picture outside the atmosphere was transmitted back. Even Trump couldn't help but let his secretary connect to the satellite of Yanhuang Kingdom. Nervously, he began to watch the scene of the meteor shells. Tick, tick. At this moment, the distance from the impact of the meteorite shell. There are still 10 minutes. Meteorite shells are approaching. On the screen, the meteor shell has become extremely huge and full of pressure. In the command room, every leader held his breath. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. At this moment, even Ying Jiang couldn't help but start praying. Everyone on the blue star held their breath. There's only one place where people don't hold their breath. That is the Controllable Nuclear Fusion Energy Control Center of Yanhuang Kingdom. Everyone here is busy. Mobilize global energy and inject it all into the Universal City 3.0. The power of controllable nuclear fusion is pulled to the maximum, and all the energy generated is infused into the Great Wall of the Universe. At this moment, the Great Wall of the Universe became extremely blue, as if it was indestructible. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. 1 second. A meteorite shell has struck. Boom. First, there is a dazzling light. Then, a terrifying wave of sound swept across the Great Wall of the Universe. Under the witness of everyone on Blue Planet, the meteorite bomb hit the Earth. The Great Wall of the Universe took this blow, but Guangmong also dimmed a bit. Power up. At the same time, all the controllable nuclear fusion energy stations on the Earth are running at high load at the same time. The Great Wall of the Universe is blue again. And at the same time, the second one is coming too. Boom. Same fire, same bang. The Great Wall of the Universe also resisted. However, people were astonished to discover one thing. After the meteorite shell exploded, it did not dissipate, but instead rained a large amount of debris. Due to the influence of gravity, these fragments of fire rain continuously rolled on the Great Wall of the Universe, consuming the energy of the Great Wall of the Universe. However, the energy of controlled nuclear fusion is too powerful. The proton energy shield of the Great Wall of the Universe only dimmed for a moment and then returned to light again. However, the fire rain of these fragments is still burning for a long time and is still rolling on Zhou Zining's shield. With the influence of the Earth's rotation and revolution, the fire debris rain gradually came to the sky above Ying Jiang. There is a big hole in the sky above Eagle Sauce. There is no proton energy shield to protect it. The fire rain of fragments poured in violently along the big hole above Ying Jiang. Under the influence of gravity, these things gradually accelerated, and secondary combustion occurred again. The power is even greater. Fact. Launch poached eggs and intercept all meteorite fragments in the air. Eagle Sauce President's Office. Trump holds the phone 22 and is yelling into the microphone. Fact. Didn't you say that there is no technology on Blue Star that can fight against them? Didn't it say that the meteor shells have their own tracking, so they won't harm Ying Jiang? F asterisk asterisk K. F asterisk asterisk K. I shouldn't have trusted them. Trump was jumping in the office angrily at this moment, cursing aliens because of his voice. And outside the office, Ying Jiang and other people's homes. All the people of Ying Jiang looked at the countless fireballs falling from the sky, and they were all stunned. Didn't President Trump say that there is a way to protect the Eagle Sauce? Why is the fireball falling from the sky? Why hasn't he made a move yet? Heijo, those who choose to escape from Eagle Sauce. At this moment, even though he has become a refugee who is lower than the Heijo people, he is still grateful, thanking himself for making the right decision back then. At the same time, they still don't forget to mock those who die on the internet. Those who believe in Trump, take a quick look, that is a gift from Trump. Some of the death sects have accepted their fate and began to kneel on the ground, begging God to come down. The other part is still stubborn, saying that President Trump will definitely find a way. Immediately afterwards, everyone saw countless poached eggs rising from the ground of Ying Jiang. The poached egg collides with debris in the air, creating a huge explosion. But correspondingly, that piece of fire rain also disappeared into the sky. At the same time, the rest of the poached eggs also hit the rain of debris. An explosion came from the sky. After seeing the scene in the sky, Ying Jiang's life-saving faction rekindled their confidence. I knew that President Trump must have a solution. Escapers, you see, not only are we fine, but we have also taken over the property you left behind. You escapers wait for someone to live in Heijo now. Arrogant remarks flooded the entire internet. However, such remarks did not last long. After several poached eggs lifted off, only a small portion of the debris was destroyed by the rain of fire. There are still countless fragments of fire raining down from the sky. Where is President Trump? What is President Trump doing? Hurry up and continue to launch poached eggs. Continue to intercept the debris fire rain. We don't want to die. Another large number of rockets took off. Ying Jiang used all the rockets in his family. The scene is very spectacular. The whole world sees this massive fireworks display. Of course, for Eagle Sauce, this is self-help. On the edge of life and death. Right now. Boom. Outside the atmosphere, the third meteorite shell hit the Great Wall of the Universe. Next, the fourth one. Fifth lesson. 3 meteorite shells were loaded onto the Great Wall of the Universe one after another, and the proton energy shield instantly dimmed. Everyone looked at the sky nervously. Even all the leaders of Blue Star couldn't help breaking into a cold sweat. But these impacts only made the proton energy shield a little weaker. It's blocked, haha. It's blocked. At this moment, people all over the world cheered. They happily looked at the proton energy shield in the sky and thanked Yibai for saving the lives of all people on Earth. In the Yanhuang Kingdom's War Command Center, the heads of state of various countries also breathed a sigh of relief. A smile appeared on his face. However, the 3 meteorite shells exploded at the same time, producing countless fragments of fire. These fragments all spewed in from the hole in the sky above Ying Jiang. All the fighter planes of Eagle Sauce have taken off. Rocket, missile saturation attack. A scene like a world war. Countless explosions sounded in the sky of Eagle Sauce. Look, Trump escaped in a helicopter. Someone saw a helicopter take off from the Black Palace and flew away. Through the telescope, they found that it was indeed Trump on the helicopter. At this moment, he was looking anxious, fleeing in a hurry. It's over. F asterisk asterisk K. F asterisk asterisk K. He escaped, and the president jumped. It's over. Even with a saturated attack, there are still fish that slip through the net, and countless small fragments fall to the ground after being burned. If every small bomb is the same, even if the power is not that scary, but there are a lot of them. Rain of fire. Crazy hitting Jiang. Everyone hid at home and prayed for God's protection. It's like the end of the world. Eagle Sauce suffered heavy losses. Trump's helicopter also fled in embarrassment like a lone boat in the fire and rain. This idiot 003. Dals is safe in the underground control room. He hammered the table angrily because Trump's naive decision caused Eagle Sauce a lot of losses. But this is also his chance. Trump will definitely not be able to continue. He has a chance at the position of president. But now we must find a way to solve domestic problems. Let all fire agencies and departments be fully operational and do post-disaster work at all costs. Dales quickly ordered. At the same time, contact Yanhuang country. We will join their Blue Star Alliance. Use Yanhuang coins. I only hope to help us in disaster relief. This time, their Eagle Sauce planted it. And it was a big somersault. It is probably impossible to stand up. I can only hope to retain more strength. Don't lose your position as the speaker. Boss? Yanhuang Kingdom is watching there. Eagle Sauce still has something. Yibai watched the live broadcast, and Eroer sat aside and nodded. Their force value is indeed strong. Even without the scepter of God and Atlantis, they are still very strong. But this time the consumption and the disaster of fire and rain have also dealt a great blow to them. I haven't been in a good state for the past 2 days, and the writing is a bit messy. Adjusted it today. It should be fine tomorrow. There are too many trivial matters in life. Hey.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.